I walked into my own bedroom, expecting nothing more than silence and the familiar comfort of my space. Instead, I found my boyfriend, the man I'd lived with for 3 years, in bed with my sister. They didn't see me at first. I saw them, heard them, froze. I stood in the doorway, like a ghost haunting my own life, and everything that had once been steady, everything I thought I could trust, shattered. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was that this wasn't some one-time, heat-of-the-moment mistake. No. This had been going on for months. It was deliberate. It was betrayal. Long before I ever opened that door. My name's lost here, but the story, it's unforgettable. I'm 25. My father married my stepsister's mom when I was 4. She was 3. We grew up together, called each other sisters. We shared toys, secrets, inside jokes. When I looked at her, I didn't see a step anything. She was my family, my person, my friend. Then she got cancer at 14. It was terrifying. Our house became a hospital. Schedules were built around her treatments. And my parents, understandably, poured everything into saving her life. I didn't resent it at the time. I loved her. We were close. I wanted her to live. But loving her came with a cost. I gave up my volleyball team because my parents needed me to get a job. The money I made, every dollar, went straight into her medical bills. I stopped going to dances. Any fun I was allowed had to include her. I was 16, acting like a third parent. There was one day I had a breakdown. Just once. I cried. I got angry. I didn't want to quit volleyball. It was the one thing that was mine. I got punished for that outburst. Not consoled. Not asked why. Just punished. I told myself I was being selfish, that this was just what families do. And eventually, she got better. She made a full recovery. Life moved on. I went to college. Finally, a space that felt mine. I met a guy, Ben, junior year. He was funny, patient, and for the first time in forever, I felt like someone saw me. Just me. Not the caretaker, not the backup, just me. After graduation, we moved in together. 3 years we built a life, shared bills, routines, plans. I imagined a future. We were solid, or so I thought. Until July. Until the day I came home early. Until the sound that made my skin crawl. Until the betrayal that split my world in two. And the person he was with, the person who looked me in the eyes for years as my sister, didn't stop. At first, she apologized, a quick, hollow sorry. Then she went quiet. I thought she was giving me space. She wasn't. Last week, she called and asked to meet. I wasn't ready, but I said yes. We sat at a restaurant. She looked nervous. Then she smiled and told me they were in love. She wasn't sorry anymore. She just wanted to let me know before they started posting pictures online. I stood up, left her at the table, didn't even pay my part of the bill. Later, she Venmo'd me, asking for the money. That night, I got a call from my parents. They were disappointed in me. Not in her, not in him, in me. They told me that because she had cancer as a teenager, she never really learned social etiquette. That meeting people was hard for her. That this situation was complex, and I should try to be supportive. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I reminded them, I'm also their daughter, that I had been in a committed relationship, that I walked in on my boyfriend and my sister in my own bed. They didn't care. They accused me of jealousy. Jealousy? They said that if I couldn't accept the relationship, they might have to go no contact with me. And in that moment, it hit me. I wasn't the daughter they chose. I was the one who gave everything. who drove to appointments, who gave up sports and dances and sleepovers and friends, who worked a job and gave up every cent. And now I was the one being cut off. It would have ended there. Betrayal, heartbreak, silence. But this story wasn't done with me yet. Yesterday, my cousin called. He saw the post I made on Reddit. We joked for a second. Why are you on Reddit instead of school? Why are you on Reddit instead of work? Then he said, I think you need to know something. My mom had gone over to talk to his mom, my aunt, after that last conversation with me. And she let something slip. My sister isn't just with Ben. She's 4 months pregnant. 4 months. They were together, sleeping together, lying to me for much longer than I ever guessed. And now my parents? They're not asking me to accept it for her. They're asking me to accept it because they want to be grandparents. That's right. I am less important than a Facebook ultrasound. They're not hiding it anymore. They want their happy family photo. They want to post smiling selfies with baby booties and gender reveals. And if I ruin that illusion, I'm out. So here I am. I called out sick. I poured myself a drink. I sat on the floor of my apartment, surrounded by the pieces of the life I thought I had, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. Do I pretend this didn't happen? Do I swallow the betrayal, smile in family photos, and pretend the man holding my nephew or niece isn't the man who once held me? Do I go to baby showers and listen to people coo over how cute they are together? Do I give up the last shred of self-respect I have just so my parents can keep up appearances? Or do I walk away? Do I let them go no contact? Or do I do it first? I keep wondering if I'm being dramatic, if I'm making too much of this. But then I remember what I saw. I remember what I gave up. And I remember that no one, not a single person in my family, ever stopped to ask how I was doing. They didn't care when I quit volleyball. They didn't care when I was punished for breaking down. They didn't care when I found the 2 people I loved most destroying me in secret. They only cared about preserving the golden child, about the storybook ending. So, am I the asshole for not being supportive of their relationship, for walking out of that restaurant, for not paying the bill, for not wanting to hold my sister's hand as she posts pictures with the man who ripped my heart out, for choosing myself, maybe for the first time ever? You tell me, because right now, I honestly don't know. This story isn't just about betrayal. It's about erasure. It's about what happens when you're asked your whole life to shrink, to put yourself second, to be the understanding one, the strong one, the one who sacrifices. And when the bill comes due, they expect you to pay it again. But here's the truth. Pain doesn't get erased just because someone else is hurting more loudly. Trauma doesn't disappear because someone else went through something visible. And kindness doesn't mean you let people trample you in the name of family. This story reminds us that betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes from the people you love the most. And when it does, choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. So what do you think? Was she wrong for refusing to accept their relationship? Or was this the moment she finally took her life back? Let us know in the comments. This is AITA Story Vault. Subscribe for more true stories of heartbreak, betrayal, and the fight to reclaim your worth.